Uh, so they'll pay you approximately, I think, 25 euros per day. And for flights and stuff, they'll pay, I think, 500 or something extra. So if you convert the entire thing to like Indian money, it's approximately 2 lakh. बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी है. उसमें लुफ्थांसा का जो सीईओ है उसको सीधे मेल कर दिया था. ठीक है. So when I say formal, I don't mean like, but dear sir, please give me an internship. My life depends on it. तो वैसा टाइप से मतलब कोई भाव नहीं देगा. Okay, रुको.
एक तो ना मैं हंसाओ ज़रा.
Hello. So my name is Anjesh now. I'm from Calcutta. I study in IEST Shibpur. You might not have ever heard of it because it's not an NIT, but it is one. So I'm currently a final year student, and I'm studying computer science. The main purpose of this video is to, I guess, like talk about the stuff I did in third year,
Yeah.
which is focused around doing getting the Dadwai scholarship and doing GSOC.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my introduction.
So Anji, the main thing is like किसी ने भी नहीं सुना होगा कि that by scholarship है क्या. So basically, what is it?
Okay. So imagine that you get an internship in Europe, specifically in Germany. So France के लिए अलग होता है. So if you get an internship in Germany, then and let's say you actually want to go to that internship, then you need to find ways of financing it. So this Dadway scholarship is a means of financing that.
Okay.
So it's completely different from the internship itself.
Okay. So who all can apply to the scholarship?
So basically, there's no restriction other than the fact that you need to be in your pre-final year, and you need to have a CGPA greater than, I think, 8.5.
Okay.
If I'm not sure, that keeps changing every year, right? So I think in my year it was 8 or something. So like higher the CGPA, the better the chance, obviously. And for pre-final year, it means like if you're in a 4-year course, it has to be in the third year. Like you have to apply once your second year is complete, and you will do the internship in your third year's summer, like before starting the fourth year. And if you're in like a dual degree course, then you can apply both in the fourth year as well as in the third year. So.
And like, is there any specific thing like these colleges can apply and these not, like Taiwan only or something like that?
So on the official website, they don't mention anything like that. So practically anyone can apply,
Okay.
as long as they satisfy the CGPA criteria. I mean, even if you don't satisfy the criteria for CGPA, you'll probably still can apply, but you won't get selected. So
Okay.
like there is no restrictions in place.
So, so how to find like internship? Because okay, the scholarship is for financing the internship. पर अगर internship नहीं मिली तो like professors कैसे ढूंढे या फिर intern basically ढूंढे कैसे? Like आपने क्या किया?
Okay, so this is probably the toughest part of the application process. The rest of it is like very simple. So regarding like finding a professor, right? So this is what is expected. So by the time you're doing a second year, like in second year, expected to like explore stuff, right, in different fields.
Yeah.
So for example, like if you're in CS, you might be exploring things in like let's say game development or like AI and let's say CP or stuff, right? Web development, right? NLP. Um, so there are like a lot of different areas like in every subject which you can explore. uh, so by that time of like when you reach like the end of second year, you're expected to like have an idea key like which area you like most, or like you have to do some projects or something, right? So that you can at least show that you have done something, right? You can't just say that I like NLP but I haven't done anything in it and I want to get an internship,
Yeah.
which is like very competitive. So let's say like for example in my case, I did a lot of exploring in computer vision. So I knew that my interest was at the intersection of computer section and there is a thing called computer graphics. So my area was like at the intersection of both of them, right? So what you do next is, once you know the area of interest, you need to go to Google
Mhm.
and search for professors in Germany who are are pursuing research in that area of interest, right? So how do you do that is like कुछ specific like universities है like Germany में where everyone applies every year, right? So firstly, there are like I think 11. No, I think there are 9 TUs, technical institutes. For example, like TU Berlin, TU Munich. So everyone has heard of them, right? Um, there are like 9 TUs, and then there are other institutes. For example, there is University of Bremen, where I interned. Then there are other institutes, like there are hundreds of other institutes, right? So out of all those institutes, the if you try to go through the website of all the institutes, you won't actually find time to do so because it's like very hectic, and oftentimes the websites are like not really updated, right? So what you have to do is, uh, it's weird how Facebook helps in this. Uh, Facebook, there is a group called the Advice Application Group or something. So just search for that group. In the document section of that group, there is an Excel file with like the details of a particular year, I think 2019 most probably, of all the people who got selected, right, in that year. So usme, there is one column in that Excel file where you'll find a list of all the universities. So that will give you an idea कि मुझे ये यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में अप्लाई करना है, राइट? आई डोंट वांट टू एक्सप्लोर आउटसाइड ऑफ दैट. मतलब करना है तो कर सकते हो ऑब्वियसली, लाइक नो वन इज स्टॉपिंग यू, बट यूजुअली लोगों को वहाँ से मिलता है स्कॉलरशिप. तो like that's a good plan. So like that's what I did. So I searched for that and I found that. And from my college itself, like in the previous year, there was one senior who had got into University of Bremen. She was in like a different domain, architecture related mostly. Uh, so basically, like I got the idea to look into University of Bremen after that. Now, within the university also, like every research, there are like things called research groups outside of India. Right? Like India, mein, there are groups, but like, it's India. So, um, so like every research group usually has like their own web page, right? Now within the group, if you let's say directly email the equivalent of the head of the department of that group, right? There is like very little chance that you will actually get a reply. So because like HOD busy रहता है, मतलब he has to take classes and paper वगैरह उसको भी लिखना होता है. So like the better plan, like what I feel is to usually if you have like if there is no other option, right? So if the HOD is the only significant person in the entire group, so then you'll have to email him. But the better option is to start with somebody who is not the HOD, right? Usse there is higher chance that you'll get a reply. uh, so like just look through the web pages of the research groups and find a professor whose work you like. Now, when I say that, find a professor whose work you like, so इसमें भी question आता है कि how do I find a professor whose work I like, right? तो let's say website में लिखा है कि professor XYZ, तो वहाँ से you get the name of the professor, right? So then you go to Google Scholar, or like there are other websites equivalent to Google Scholar. So there you'll find a list of the recent publications and stuff. So वहाँ से like some of the papers you might not have like free access to. Some of the papers might be like IEEE or something. So for those cases, like Google Scholar will at least give you the abstract of the paper, right? So say like if you just read the abstract itself, that's like a pretty good idea of what the paper talks about, right? Because from your viewpoint, let's say you're applying to like 100 professors, and for each of them you're like reading 2 or 3 abstracts. That's a lot of abstracts,
Yeah.
right? तो उसमें काफी time लगता है, and so basically like that's the way, like you have to go to Google Scholar and look through the professor's like recent papers, let's say 2 or 3, and form an idea of like what work he is doing. So once you have done that, then you have to actually write the email to the professor, right? So usme, what you have to do is like the email has to be very formal. uh, so when I say formal, I don't mean like but dear sir, please give me an internship, my life depends on it. uh, तो वैसा टाइप से मतलब कोई भाव नहीं देगा. You have to be like be very precise about how you have like explored related areas and stuff, and how they have inspired you to look up the professor's work, and how you feel you might be a good fit for the lab. And also you have to write it within 1 paragraph or 2 paragraphs, okay? Because if the email is too long, nobody's going to read it. So the next part of the email is like usually most of the professors, they use the mailing system from like their universities, right? So for example, at the rate university.cs dot something. So usme like there is a very weird thing. If you have used university emails before, so they have this anti-spam thing where if you attach a very large PDF with the email, then there is a good chance कि वो email सीधा spam में जाएगा, and the professor will never see it, right? So the reason why I'm mentioning this is कि with the email, like you usually include your CV, right? So पता चला कि like you included the CV and that's what sent it to the spam. So you don't obviously want that. The better idea is to like build a very simple website using like HTML or something, and add a link to that website, right? And preferably like don't make it like too flashy or something, because if that color is too flashy, like red and yellow highlights or something, so that will also go to spam. So just a normal link to a website, and just include it within the body of the email. So that's like a very safe option. Then the next thing is like when you should send the email. So इसमें this is like my ideology. It worked for me. It worked for a couple of friends who also applied. So based on that, my sample space is very small, but like I'll just tell you what it is. Okay, so I'm not sure if it will work for anybody else, but it might. So it's worth trying. So it's like uh, think of it this way. In Germany, people work from Monday to Friday, and Saturdays and Sundays are complete holidays. So if you think that ki college chal raha hai, Saturday, Sunday, I'll write the emails and stuff, and then I'll send it Sunday raat ko, so nobody will read that email, because uske baad there will be like 50 more emails coming to the professor's inbox, right? So you have to find that particular time when the professor's inbox will have your mail in like their first 5 emails, right? So इसके लिए I hypothesize this thing that if you send the emails on a Monday morning at like let's say around 8 a.m. local time, and then the professors usually reach their offices by let's say 9 a.m., right? Because from most of the timetables that you'll see, they have like lectures scheduled at 10 a.m. or something. So at the, like every university will have like different variations of this, but like this is the basic theme. So if you send it at 8 a.m. and Professor 9 a.m. ka college aata hai and he opens his email, so the first thing he'll see is your email, right? So that gives you a high chance of getting back a response. And apart from this, like you have to customize this to like, obviously to every university and every city, because her city ka time zone alag hota hai. And Gmail mein, you can always like schedule an email for like a particular time. So that's very easy to do. Um, Apart from this, the other thing to like, help increase your chances of getting the mail to be like noticed, it's like, this is also a hypothesis. I'm not sure if this will work or not, but it worked very well for like at least 5 or 6 people. So uh, it's like so professor ka lab mein, professor use like all the senior professors, they usually have like lab assistants. So they're, those are like slightly different from uh, lab assistants like we have in India, right? So for example, like in India we have let's say a physics lab, so the assistant will only be setting up the apparatus and stuff, and won't actually be having access to the professor's emails, right? So there it's like like every professor has like one assistant who usually reads all the emails which you send to them. And if they find that the email is also like look, you can CC an email, right? So send the email to the professor and CC it to the assistant. So if you do that, the assistant will read the email, see it is also sent to the professor, and then they'll actually tell the professor कि तुम ये email पढ़ो, ठीक है? So that is a very effective way to get your email read. Then some universities which have like smaller research groups, so वहाँ पे like they don't have assistants, they have PhD students. So they're basically assistants, right? So PhD students go like, if you let's say find like when you're going through the professor's papers, right, you'll find like let's say one student with whom the professor has been working a lot recently, right? सारा papers में उसका नाम होगा. So like include that guy's email or like that person's emails in like the CC of the professor's email, right? So that is also very effective sometimes. So now you have like sent the email at the perfect time, and you have also sent it to all the relevant people. The next stage is to hope that your email gets read. So there is like really no trick about this. Like that's the only thing that you can do, right? Um, so I'll give you some statistics of like what I've heard from like how many people send like to how many letters and emails and stuff. So it's like uh, what do I say? So usually people apply to, I don't know, like maximum about 50 or something professors, right? So 50 is like a very high number. Uh, there are people who go higher, like internet, you'll find some blogs and stuff where there are people who have applied to 100 and maybe like 110 or something. So that's like too many professors, right? उतना तो मेरे से हो नहीं रहा था, तो I just applied to 10 professors. तो उसमें अगर हो गया तो ठीक है, नहीं हुआ तो छोड़ देंगे, कुछ और कर लेंगे.
Confidence.
So like the 10 professors I applied to, so next part comes like कितने से response आया, कितने से नहीं आया. So actually, like, I mentioned the part about websites पे मतलब देखना होता है कि whether they're actually accepting interns or not, right? तो for example TU Munich में कुछ professors हैं जिन लोग का research groups में they don't accept interns undergraduate, right? Because like सब लोग spam करते हैं कि TU Munich जाना है, TU Munich जाना है, तो they closed it off कि नहीं आना है तुमको.
Okay.
और वो पहले check कर लेना before like feeling bad about it. And basically like to give you an approximate idea, you'll get back responses from less than like 10% of all the emails you send, right? So for me, I sent 10 emails, I got responses from 6 of them, right? But if you send like 50 emails, you still might get responses from 6 of them, right? So that's why like the statistics of this is like very weird. But out of the 6, I received responses. So not all of them will say कि हाँ तुम आ जाओ, तुम बहुत अच्छे हो. So some will say नहीं, like we don't like you. Bye. So I received like 4 negative responses and 2 positive responses. Out of those, I chose like the one जिसमें मेरे को ज़्यादा interest था, obviously. So for example, like ये Bremen वाला जो है, like the one where I actually decided to go. So there the project was related to so it was like mainly computer graphics focused and less of computer vision. So when I sent the email, the professor sent me back a reply after like a week. Right. Okay. This is also a thing. Ki if the professor does not reply back after a week, you can just send another email in the same thread. Ki bhaiya please पढ़ लो. Right. And hope that कि वो पढ़ लेता है, because thread पे जब करते हो तो it goes to the top. So you have to just hope कि like that happens. Otherwise like you have to just move on. कुछ कर नहीं सकते उसके बारे में. So my professor like replied back after a week, and is like the next part of this is like different for different professors. So in my case it was like this कि he said कि let me schedule a short interview with you. So उसमें like we'll just chat and I'll see तुम मतलब कितना है तुम में. तो I was like हाँ चलो कर लेते हैं. तो they scheduled it over Skype. So it was like वो Germany वाला जो time है, that's like 3 hours behind Indian time. So like for example they scheduled at 10 in their morning, so that was like 1 p.m. like afternoon mein for me. So usme like there was a professor and there was like one PhD scholar, and they asked like very basic stuff from computer graphics, because मतलब मैं बोला था कि उसमें interest है तो कुछ तो पता होना चाहिए. So they usually don't ask about DSL go, like if you're not applying to something that ask like focuses on DSL go. So for example, one of my friends from IIT Kanpur, he applied to a particular research group. So that's like focusing on computational methods in aerodynamics and stuff. So उसमें like you need DSL algo, तो उससे obviously पूछेगा. But मेरे वाला में कुछ DSL को था नहीं. मतलब like if I come up with a new data structure in this, it will be like a very good research paper. So वो obviously 2 months में होगा नहीं. तो yeah, तो उसके बाद like they also like in my case they said कि in the website that I sent to them, like in the email, so they said कि like when I was giving the interview, so they said कि we have gone through the website that you sent, तो उसमें you have mentioned कि तुम बहुत कुछ किए हो projects, तो दिखा दो projects, हम भी देख लेते हैं. So if you haven't actually done projects and you're mentioning them, so that time you will be like in trouble. So if you actually mention something, like do note that कि उसका code मांग सकते हैं वो लोग. ठीक है. तो what I did was like everything was there in my GitHub, तो just download करके zip में डाल के उसको भेज दिया. तो yeah, and then he was like, हाँ okay, बहुत हो गया, अब चलो कर लेते हैं.
मान गए.
तो
Okay.
मतलब बहुत लक फैक्टर है कि ईमेल पढ़ेगा कि नहीं पढ़ेगा, एंड देन इंटरव्यू में कैसा होगा, इंटरव्यू नहीं भी
हाँ.
हो सकता है. तो बहुत लक फैक्टर्स है, बट लाइक इट यूजुअली वर्क्स आउट इफ यू are applying to like decent reasonable choices, right? And if you have a good profile. So
Okay. So लेकिन आपने ये तो बताया नहीं कि लाइक स्कॉलरशिप अमाउंट क्या है.
oh हाँ, तो स्कॉलरशिप तो बाद में आता है, मतलब so once you have like जब तुमको ये सब इंटरव्यू वगैरह हो गया, तो इसके बाद like the next step is you have to ask for some documents from the professor, right?
Okay.
मतलब तुम यूरोप तो ऐसे ही मतलब फर्जी के लिए चले गए, ऐसा तो होता नहीं है. तो मतलब वीसा वगैरह के लिए डॉक्यूमेंट्स चाहिए होता है. तो यू हैव टू आस्क फॉर लाइक आई थिंक 2 or 3 डॉक्यूमेंट्स फ्रॉम देम, एंड कॉलेज से भी यू नीड टू आस्क फॉर एनओसी, नो ऑब्जेक्शन सर्टिफिकेट, एंड एलओआर भी लगता है. Oh, I totally forgot about this. A letter of recommendation होता है when you're applying to the professors, right? Abroad. Also start preparing कि from your university or या फिर like wherever you have interned or something. So ask somebody from there who knows you कि will you write a good letter of recommendation for me, right? So letter of recommendation is like super important, मतलब in the next part of the application when you're applying for the scholarship, right? So make sure to get a very good recommendation letter, and usually like the people who write those letters, they take a lot of time, right? So मेरा case में like it took almost a month for him to write one page. So like he wrote a good letter, like obviously like वो मतलब मेरे को दिखाएगा नहीं, मतलब he will close the letter in envelope and give it to you, and like that says that you're not supposed to open the envelope, सीधा mail कर देना होता है. So but he said that he wrote a good letter, I assume so. So like start asking for that early on, like when you're applying. So the next thing is like once you've got all these documents, क्या क्या documents चाहिए होता है, that's like mentioned in the Dadwise website. ठीक है, तो if you go to the scholarship website, so they have a list of everything you need. So once you've got all the documents, the next part is you have to register in the Dad portal. So Dad portal is like a website that Dad has, and over there, like they open application phases periodically for different scholarships. And उसमें जो WISE वाला जो scholarship है, उसमें you have to apply. So for that, you have to fill up a form, sort of 20 पेज का फॉर्म होता है approximately. So they call it the application summary. उसमें मतलब they'll know everything about you, like तुम्हारा जीन क्या है, मतलब पापा मम्मी कहाँ रहते हैं, सब पता चल जाएगा उन लोगों को. Once they have done that, like once you have done filling that, अच्छा उसमें भी एक चीज़ होता है कि if you're on Linux or something, it will be tough to fill up the form, because the form, like they designed it in such a weird way that it opens only using like Adobe Acrobat, right? So and you have to edit it using Adobe Acrobat only. So that was like very weird. And also like जो letter of recommendation जो होता है, उसके लिए also they send something to the professor where he has to fill something using Adobe Acrobat. So like neither I had Acrobat, neither my professor had Acrobat. So I had to download it and then give it to him. So be mentally prepared for that. So uske baad, like once you've done filling up the form, the next stage is to like upload the form to the portal, and uske baad you have to like take a hard copy of it, like print it out, along with all the other documents. So usme like what they do is like when you submit all the documents, right, make sure you're submitting all the documents, because I think there are like 7 or 8 documents, right? So that's like a lot of documents. So and like you only get like one chance to upload, right? So if you have uploaded once and clicked on something like yes, I won't upload anything more, I'll die if I do, something like that, so you have to sign on that. And once you've done that, like if you have forgotten like one document, they won't like accept anything. So like be careful when you're uploading that. And yeah, so like once you've done that, they'll generate a summary of the all the documents that you've like submitted, and then you have to print that one out. So that one is I think like around 20-21 pages or something. And that along with the sealed envelope which the professor gave you with the LOR, so both of those you have to put inside a bigger envelope, and then email that and like send that envelope to Delhi. तो दाद का दिल्ली में एक ऑफिस है, तो the address for that is like given in the website, I think at the bottom of the website. So you have to send it there. तो उसमें like there is always a doubt about this कि when you have to send it, right? They say that the application deadline is October 1st, let's say, right? So they don't mention key if you have to send the application from your house on October 1st, or whether it has to reach Delhi on October 1st, right? So I mean, to be on the safer side, like just send it 1 week before October 1st. So उसमें like it's usually like speed post मतलब करते हैं लोग. So if you send it from like let's say Calcutta to Delhi, it takes like 2 days, for example, right? And it costs about I think 500 or something. So consider that as like the application fees, right? So if you don't get selected, 500 रुपया क्या?
Okay.
So yeah, now once you have done that, so approximately let's say I don't know, like all the people who apply for the scholarship, they'll send in their applications by approximately the same time, and then they'll start evaluating, and that goes on for October, November, December, and January, May, you will receive an unofficial email, right, from the officials. So it's like they'll tell you ki you have been selected, but don't tell anyone. Okay.
Okay.
And if you have been rejected, they'll also tell you ki you have been rejected, but don't tell anyone. So
Okay.
ऐसा type का they'll send an email, and then around February, middle of February, or usually like end of February, so they send you the actual stuff कि हाँ ये लो तुम्हारा letter, ये तुमको मिला scholarship.
आप बता सकते
हाँ. So उसके बाद like once you get that, then there are like many other processes. For example, you need to actually accept the scholarship. So for example, like apart from like that wise, there is this thing called MyTax, which is in Canada, right? So it's the same thing as this thing, but it's like internship will be in Canada, right? तो उसके लिए होता है. फिर there are stuff in the US. फिर let's say you got into the IAS internship, the SRFP, Summer Research Fellowship Program. And let's say तुमको ISC Bangalore मिल गया, and you want to go there. So like you can't choose both of them, right? You need to be in one place. So you have to say no to one and yes to one. तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल लाइक मेरा एग्जाम्पल बाद में आता है, ठीक है? इसमें मेरा पार्ट इसमें कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है. तो basically you have to send the acceptance thing, and then they'll send you stuff for like they'll cover all your insurance and stuff, right? So this is very important कि when you're going abroad, they like insurance बहुत costly होता है, and like without insurance तुम जा नहीं सकते, वीज़ा नहीं मिलेगा. So what they do is they apply for group insurance and give it to all the like people who got selected, right? then apart from that, what they do is they also send you stuff for like medical checkups and stuff. कि let's say मतलब तुम्हारा हार्ट अटैक होने का मतलब कई भी चांस है तो तुमको ऑब्वियसली भेजेगा नहीं, मतलब तुमको हाई लेवल कुछ चाहिए होगा मतलब मेडिसिन वगैरह उसके बाद। तो वो सब डॉक्यूमेंट्स एक्सचेंज होता रहेगा फॉर एटलीस्ट मार्च आई गेस। and then after that मतलब you'll book your usually like उसके बाद आता है कि you have to book a place to stay and you have to book your flights. So people usually do that in March. So when it comes to flights वो तो easy है, मतलब बहुत simple है, but for जो मतलब accommodation जो होता है that gets complicated sometimes because what that pays you, that is enough for you to like stay in an Airbnb, right, and like pay for the flight. So but if you want to यूरोप घूमना चाहते हो अगर तो that won't be possible within that. So if you have to like go on trips outside of Germany, let's say मतलब for a weekend Switzerland चले जाते हैं, so you can do that, but then Airbnb में नहीं रह सकता, you have to stay in like a hostel or something, right? So वहाँ का hostels बहुत अच्छा होता है, तो like people even recommend कि you stay in the hostels. But the thing is there are very there are some people जो लोग मतलब scam करता रहता है hostels लेके, so be careful of that कि like don't send anyone money and in general, right? तो be sure कि तुमको सही वाला चीज़ मिल रहा है before you pay anything.
तो
तो
आपने
for example in
टिकट्स
my
बुक
case,
करी थी?
हाँ मैंने तो फ्लाइट बुक कर लिया था लुफ्थांसा वाला, फिर एयरबिनबी भी बुक कर लिया था, मतलब मेरे को घूमना था नहीं, मतलब घूम तो सकते हैं मतलब खुद के पैसे से, मतलब दाद के पैसे से घूमना नहीं था।
अच्छा, ओके।
मतलब हॉस्टल मतलब उतना मतलब मेरे को सोचना नहीं था कि हाँ देखते हैं कौन स्कैम होगा कौन नहीं होगा, मतलब उतना टाइम नहीं था मेरा लाइफ में, तो सीधा एयरबिनबी बुक कर लिया, वो यूनिवर्सिटी से 5 मिनट दूर था, तो लाइफ सेट था। तो उसके बाद लाइक कोविड हैपेंड ऑब्वियसली।
अरे सपने तोड़ दिए।
तो उसमें एयरबिनबी वाज लाइक वेरी नाइस कि उसको बस ईमेल किया कि अभी तो जा नहीं सकते तो पैसा वापस कर दो प्लीज। क्योंकि that will pay you like once you reach Germany, right? तो when you're booking the stuff you have to pay from your own bank account, मतलब अगर नहीं है तो लोन लेके कर लो, बाद में they'll pay you once you reach, like they have to go and like set up a bank account in one of the German banks and they'll send money to that.
ओके,
Right.
आपने अभी तक ये नहीं बताई कि कितने वो
Oh
कितना
हाँ,
पे करते हैं?
so they'll pay you approximately I think 25 euros per day, and for flights and stuff they'll pay I think 500 or something extra, 550 or 750 vary करता है, ठीक है, I'm not sure which one is this year.
व्हाट्स द वैल्यू ऑफ यूरो?
हाँ. So if you convert the entire thing to like Indian money, it's approximately 2 lakh. Okay. So, and that's for a period of 60 days. If you're staying longer, so it will be slightly more than that, obviously, because like per day ho raha hai 25 euro wala. So, and internship jo hai, that can vary from like 60 days to 90 days. So that depends on what you talk with your professor and so on. Okay. So yeah.
सो फ्लाइट के वो हो गए वापस?
हाँ राइट, फ्लाइट का बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी है। उसमें लुफ्थांसा का जो सीईओ है उसको सीधे मेल कर दिया था, ठीक है। तब कस्टमर सपोर्ट में बहुत बार मेल लिखा था, तो आई डिडंट गेट अ रिस्पांस बैक, ऑब्वियसली तो मिलने का चांस था भी नहीं, मतलब सबको थोड़ी ना पैसा वापस दे सकते। तो उसके बाद सीईओ को ईमेल कर दिया, फिर लकीली इनफ ही नोटिस द ईमेल, ठीक है। तो उसके बाद बोला कि देख लूँगा, तो उसके बाद देखा नहीं ऑब्वियसली, बट अक्टूबर तक, मतलब आई थिंक अ फ्यू डेज बैक, अक्टूबर ही चल रहा है ना, हाँ 16, तो आई थिंक अप्रॉक्सीमेटली अराउंड 2nd October, I think I got back like the money from Lufthansa. So what Dad is doing like for this year is they said कि जो लोग ऑलरेडी टिकट्स बुक कर चुके हैं, तो वट एवर इज़ द नॉन रिफंडेबल, अच्छा टिकट्स में भी ये है, टिकट्स नॉन रिफंडेबल होता है और रिफंडेबल होता है। नॉन रिफंडेबल में लाइक 70K का टिकट होता है अप्रॉक्सीमेटली एरोप्लेन वाला, एंड एयरबीएनबी इज़ द रेस्ट। तो 70K का इफ़ यू आर बुकिंग नॉन रिफंडेबल तो पूरा 70K गया इफ़ यू डोंट बोर्ड द प्लेन। And if you book a refundable one, approximately 20K गया और 50K में तुमको मिल जाएगा। तो what Dad said that those whatever is the non-refundable portion of your tickets, तो we will refund that because like तुमको scholarship तो मिला था, तो वो पैसे से refund कर ही देंगे। तो
बाकी नहीं
मतलब जो
देंगे।
लोग का हाँ जो लोगों को अब तक कुछ मिला नहीं है, मतलब जो लोग पे ट्रिप, मतलब जो भी ट्रिप बुकिंग का जो वेबसाइट्स होता है ना, तो वहाँ से जो लोग बुक किया था मेक माई ट्रिप जैसा, तो they haven't got back their money yet, so they will basically get it back from that. So okay, रुको।
एक तो ना मुझे हंसाओ ज़्यादा होगा। ठीक है। अरे यार हंसते रहोगे तो मैं कैसे बोलूँगा?
Yeah. उखाड़ तो लिया लाइफ में बहुत कुछ। रुको चश्मा पहनता हूँ, ठीक है? But I look very weird without spectacles. आँख छोटा हो जाता है, मतलब गाय टाइप का लगता है, मतलब